Oh, excuse me. Hi, Kellee.
Hi, James.
Hi, everybody. Love you in the
Hi,
spirit.
everybody.
You are this. You in the universe. You are the universe. How
Yes.
you feeling, Kellee?
Oh, I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you for asking.
Good.
I'm
Good.
feeling a lot better. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
You've had a busy week, or you have a busy week coming
I've
up.
had a busy week, and I've had part of a roof redone, and yeah, it went on and on and on, and pounding for 4 days. And I sent you a photo of the trucks and cars in my
It's
driveway.
unbelievable. Yeah.
Must have been 10.
It's hard to work like that, isn't it? When you have all that stuff, the chaos going on. Yeah.
That's so
It's
I went on
tough.
a hike. I went on a hike. That's what I did. So
Oh, good.
yeah.
Do you know, you also this week, you're so giving. I want everybody to know how giving James is. You are so giving that you are helping a dear family friend who's in chaos, a family that you're helping that's in chaos. And you really are extraordinary. You're doing an extraordinary work, James.
Well, you got to step up every once in a while. You're
But you
called in.
always do, and that's the most amazing part about you. You
Well, I
always
always think
step
that there are
up.
opportunities there that you don't want to miss out on because you don't want to pass over and look back. So shoulda, woulda, coulda. So, and I know it's needed. I know we have to step into situations that were needed. We could help, and in this case, I can really help them. And the good friends of mine and clients, and for a long time, family friends, both of us.
Yeah.
So we so we got to do it.
I just want everybody to know how wonderful you are.
Thank you.
You to know that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely feel like I'm here working, no doubt about it. In this lifetime, I'm working.
Oh, you bet. God had a plan for you.
Yeah. And tell everybody about Thursday, because you said that's a very interesting time.
Yeah, we have a really interesting full moon on this Thursday, December 4th. It's in Vedic astrology, which is where the planets actually are. It's in Taurus, and it's actually it's very auspicious because it's what was I trying to say? It is exalted in Taurus, and which is really great. And in the Rohini nakshatra called Rohini, which is ruled by the moon. So why is this important? It's a super moon. It's going to be doubly amplified. Taurus is home and family, and it will bring up
all that emotion.
All the emotions. It's really an excellent time to nurture yourself, nurture others if you can. Go ahead, put your crystals out. It's a real big, a lot of emotions this week.
It's funny when you say that. I get the envision of a big Mother Nature hug.
Totally.
A big hug.
Totally. Well, it's really interesting because we're going to be talking about aligning, the energy aligning, and a hug is a great way to do that, actually. That was a good one. Yeah.
Whoever just comes into me when I do this, me, we do this so long that I fold that altered state and they just.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Hey, before we get started, everybody, I want you to know that Kellee, I'm going to tell you that, but you have, you're going to be doing readings. And it's the power of 10.
I have the power of 10 coming up this Saturday, and I have a few spots left. So if anybody, they get to spend 10 minutes with me, and I'll cover anything from a loved one, a message from loved ones, to what is my soul purpose, to if there's a psychological issue that you've got going on, whatever it is. Got several minutes with me, and
it's astrology too for them.
I do astrology, I do numerology. I kind of bring it all in to whatever it is that the soul is needing, and it's fun, James. As you know, when you do these groups, people all come together, and the energy that's created from that, and the healing that goes on, and there tends to be, isn't this about right with you too? There tends to be like one subject or two subjects
that overcomes. It's really
a theme.
Yeah. Forgiveness or letting go or abandonment or trauma, whatever it might be, there's a theme that usually comes out of it. It's very true.
So I'm really excited about that.
And you're doing really excited about the angel seminar you've been doing.
I have an angel seminar coming up I will tell you exactly, on the 12th in the United States and on the 13th in Australia with Janelle Campbell. And I'm so excited because Janelle Campbell is an extraordinary medium, wonderful channeler, and we're going to be channeling the angels for the year 2026. So talking about that. And I'm particularly going to be working with Archangel Metatron on the 8th chakra. So I'm so excited to tell everybody about the 8th chakra and how to get connect with that. So thank you, James. Yes.
Yeah.
And you still have 20% or what do you have off?
Black Friday sale we started
Black
on the
Friday.
day of Thanksgiving, and it did so well. People were emailing saying, "Can you keep it going?" So we're going to keep it to the end of the week, from Friday, and everything. I think it's 30% off, 50% off. I forget what the heck that is, and doing that. And the writers course, still taking people for that, and still taking the applicants for Mediumship 2. So yeah, but the writers course is doing a free event next week. For anybody who wants to talk about writing a book. You don't have to buy anything; just come to the free writers course, and yeah, so it's going to be great. I'm holding back on my book writing it because I want to work with people on it, and like I'm going to work with them. So I'm holding back on writing it. It's really hard because I want to just go.
Right. Something so great about that. Wow.
That's going on. Yeah, this was happening, and then I can't make it on that seminar for the angels because I'll be doing another mitzvah.
What mitzvah can I ask, or do you want to tell me later?
I'll be going to Pasadena for the day and helping someone for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
You are mitzvah king. Really, I'm not kidding. You really are. Oh my gosh.
So why don't you introduce us into our subject tonight, Kellee?
Okay, let's talk about this. And I have the subject is actually, I have it written down here. We're going to be talking about bringing your energetic system back into alignment.
Right.
But before we even start with that, Nikola Tesla had a great quote, James.
Loved one of my idol, one of my favorite people ever.
Really?
Tesla. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He said,
soul. Yeah.
Oh, honey. He said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration.
Yeah.
Which is really what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah. And everything is measured as Pythagorean seed. Everything's measured by numbers. So that the universe is measured in numbers. It's very, very true. And that each number, of course, has a frequency of energy around it. And so do we, every organ, if you will. And I go down to every cell structure. And anyway, I think.
Wow. So James,
I want to do a painting right now. See that funny as I'm talking to you and get all this weird stuff. Okay. So I'll use another word. But I could see like a human form and like different numbers in different places. Like the tongue would be whatever, a 9, the eyes maybe a 10, maybe or the organs, like the heart being a 4. I don't know, just have that. I could draw it out for you. Isn't that weird?
How wild. Yeah, I've never heard you say that.
I was the 60s. I can't help it. You've never heard me say that before, have you?
No,
I know.
I love that.
I think each organ is measured in a certain frequency and numbers. Yeah. And I think our thoughts, of course, we know our thoughts are energy. And we've got to be very, very mindful of I think we're all creative beings. We're constantly creating. And if we are in that space that we are souls having this human experience, and that as souls, we're constantly creating because we are all God, right? That life force, that divine, we're sparks of that. And that's that God force divine is always creating. So
James, would that be the first wave, if you will, of acknowledging your spiritual nature in order to have your
origin, who you are? You're a soul. So you're not a human. You're a soul having human experience. So the more you can have that awareness that you're the soul and live from a soul point of view and not the human, because this is just an overcoat. It's not who you are. But humans tend to think that this is so important. Even with death, oh my God, death is a freedom. It's a graduation. It's going back home. And it's interesting. People ask me certain questions and I'll say, that's such a human question because it's a mindset. It's a perspective. And the more we tune into the energy, that we are energy, first and foremost, we're soul with energy, an essence of life. And each essence of life is so important. Everyone is so important. And that essence is limitlessness. There's no end, no limits. And the more we can bask in that awareness of who we truly are, I'm not going to say the easier things will be, but your perspective will certainly change. And it makes it a little bit easier.
Well, and what happens, James, when you have that consciousness, you start to align. You start to align because that's the first thing that happens. As you were talking about that, I could feel myself shifting into the awareness of that.
Right. And when you're in that perfect space of a balance, if you will, or awareness or that piece, you're also opening up then to other ways, other levels, expansion, if you will. I feel that for sure. So first, out of that sense of who you are, you're a soul having a human experience, and you are that beautiful essence and thoughts that you create with your thoughts. Things, it's so interesting. I think this goes way back, but as human, having this human experience, I think we get so impatient because as a soul, when you get to the other dimension, if you will, you create with thought right away and things materialize instantly. And then you come back to this dense vibration, this three-dimensional dense vibration, and you really want something and you think, where is it? And there's an impatience there. And I think it's because really inherently you're a soul who can materialize things right away. So there's that impatient part of this. So I think that
Right.
comes from. So
Yeah.
patience, when we have patience, it's getting back to in tune with who we really are too.
To getting back into alignment.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
learning patience. We're learning about ourselves, our backgrounds.
Tell me about clearing energetic clutter. Is that a big one to help with alignment?
Yeah, I think everything's energy. So, when I see people, and you do too, Kelly, when you see someone, you immediately, I'm instantly aware of their energy field.
Oh,
So
instantly.
everybody, want to call it a bubble, the auric field, whatever you want to call that around everybody, clouds. I'm very aware of what their heart or their own energy is, what their natural energy is. Many times I'll be aware of aspects of their soul self. I'll be aware of what their energy feels like, but I also become aware of that envelope or that bubble, that globe of foreign energy in that space. So there could be their mother's energy. There could be a relative that they haven't forgiven yet, and that's still seeding in there, and that's corroding in that space, right? And there's all this old energy that they hold on to. And also, remember, we're like radios. So there's an incoming program and an outgoing program constantly. We're bombarded with incoming, outgoing. And the more we can recognize our own energy, what that is, then we're able to really discern between foreign energy in our space and our own energy. And I'm not going to take that energy. And sometimes, and I've talked about this many, many times, as empaths, as sensitive, as intuitives, we're so open-hearted sometimes, and we don't recognize sometimes when it's someone else's energy, and you're living someone else's programs instead of your own. And that's really important that we learn to discern. Discernment is so important.
Oh, discernment is everything.
Because you can live your family's, someone else's energy, your family. You can live your partner's energy. You can live a friend's energy. You can live your boss's energy. It's so interesting. And again, so when you see energy, it's like I think a computer. I often say it's like a computer. You have to defragmentize it every once in a while because there's so much information and stuff.
That's a good one. That's a good way. People remember the old defrag. Yeah.
Defragging, yeah. And you got to clear it out. Clear out the cookies.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to acknowledge it and then consciously release. Whether it's jealousy or anger or resentment or fear or whatever, worry. A lot of people have a lot of that.
Yeah, it's good I do it a lot, but at least once a month at least, assessment of yourself through your energy fields.
That's a great idea. Yeah, so you do it once a month.
Oh, at least once a month. I usually do it every day in some level, in some way, like what am I feeling today? Where am I going to? What's going on? And I feel where the joy is or a lack thereof. And if I'm lacking, what is it? Am I tired? Do I have to focus on something else? Am I overstepping my own boundaries and giving more to someone else?
So keeping yourself in check, basically.
Yeah. Assessment and checking yourself. It's really important that you keep your own energy. You don't want to burn out. And again, healers that we are, all of us and empaths, we tend to give, but we don't get. And we really have to balance that, giving out and getting back. It's all moderation. You can't give without getting back. Otherwise, you're going to be a mess. You're going to be burned out. You're going to be a doormat.
Yes, right.
And that's really no reason for that. There's no glory in that and martyrdom for that. It doesn't work that way.
In another thing about alignment, when you're aligning yourself, let's talk about grounding, because I think grounding is really important with this.
That's right. So grounding with the earth energies for me, your earth is cleansing, earth is stabilizing. Mother Earth likes to take all the crap, I always say this, the crap from us to nurture, to fertilize for her. It's fertilization. So all of our gunk and stuff, we can give her and she'll take it. And that really, we let go of that and she can ground us. So I will ground myself every day, whether in the shower, and then I do differently each day. I'll visualize myself being tied up to 2 rocks or 3 rocks in the ground, middle of the earth. I'll go to the garden and lie down. I'll smell some flowers. I will taste something and get the feeling of that. That can also another grounding. Just getting back into your body. I mean, so many times a day we leave our bodies. We really do. We just don't think about it. We're leaving all the time, going out.
So true.
Yeah.
Hug a tree, touch a tree. I love the tree energy.
Yeah, it's very important that we and so many people say, I don't want to be here, or I don't want to come back, whatever it might be. But we're here because we chose to come back on this human vibration, and we're here because we got to work out various aspects of skill sets, our skills that we worked on the other
Our
side,
skill sets. It's true.
right? That came in this week.
I
So
love that.
that skill set. So Kellee and I were talking this weekend. A spirit came to me and said, and it was, I don't know who it was, my friend that passed over, and she said, I said, what are they doing over there? And she said, well, when they pass over, they get to work on different skills for their soul. I'm like, okay. So we come back here to play, to use those skills and put them to work. And that's where we're here. That's where we have the families we have, the relationships, the careers, the work we do. It's working with our skill set. So yeah, so I think we really have to, we're of this human world, we got to live it fully, because it goes by very, very quickly. 70, 80, 90 years is really fast. And we get to the other side of life where there's no time, and you look back and say, wow, that was nothing really. I'll come back. If I can
Quick
make
trip.
changes, if I can make changes in someone else's life and make the world a better place, or give my participation and helping to make things better for someone else, then why can't I do it?
Right.
There's no
James,
end.
that's so true.
There's
no end.
There's no end.
There's no end in sight.
Might as well do the good stuff, because guess what?
Exactly.
It'll help us on our path. So
Absolutely.
grounding is important to stabilize ourselves, center ourselves. And I think in grounding, we learn to really connect with who we are again. So we have that sense of self by stabilizing ourselves and getting back to earth, being of the earth. It's pretty funny. I'm pretty down to earth as weird as I am. And I'm very down to earth. I'm very humbled, because I Capricorn with Virgo. I mean, that keeps me grounded. But it is that grounding that makes it more real for me. And, and that's it. I can't take small talk. I can't take BS. It's got to be real. And it's got to be.
And by the way, this full moon on December 4th would be a great way to get grounded. Great moon for that.
Taurus.
Yes.
Down to
fabulous for that. So
and
another
Kellee
way
go on.
No, go ahead.
That's right. Go ahead.
Another way where we can align is by practicing raise our vibration. So let's talk about that, raising your vibration.
Yeah. So the highest vibration frequency, of course, is love. So let's think of ways of getting to that self-awareness and that loving space. Number one, loving yourself. We're so easy at pointing out the negatives. What about the positives? I remember a good friend of mine, Violet McKivitt, who passed away. I've talked about this before, and she's in the back of my book, Unfinished Business, because she used to be a neighbor of mine in Laguna Beach, and we used to have tea every afternoon. And we used to sit and philosophize. She was double Sag. We used to philosophize about life. And she goes, one day I'll come back to you when I'm out of this physical. I said, okay. And she did. She came back after she passed. And I said, so Violet, tell me. She goes, and she had a very distinctive voice, very gravelly. And she would say, oh, James, I wish the humans would give themselves a pat on the back for having lived on Earth. Not an easy place. And they never give themselves a pat on the back. They need to. That's true. We look at so many negative things. Let's look at the positive and try to find the joy in the journey, really. So that's really important. So raising your vibration, whether people do happy things, joyful things that bring joy to yourself and others. Like I like to sing. I like to design things. I like to,
you love to create.
I like to create. I like to meditate. I love to see people feeling great. Someone said to me once, good friend of mine said to me 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I mentioned this to you on the phone. She said, you feel responsible for people's happiness. I said, oh, no, I really don't. And she goes, well, I know you for 40 years. I said, no. I'd like people to be happy, but I'm certainly not responsible. Right. I'll create a space for them to be happy and joyful, but I'm certainly not, it's not my responsibility to make someone happy. They have to make themselves happy.
So
and no one can make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. And it's almost like when you can love yourself enough, then you open up that door for other people to be in that energy of love, of self-awareness, of self-respect, of wow,
It's like showing them the way.
Yeah. And it's living by example.
Yeah.
It's living by example. It's showing people the way by living an example. So any way you can raise your vibration. Laughter is a great one.
Oh my God, it's such a good one.
All my friends, we laugh. My friend Melissa, who's in my room here, When I first met her, we just started laughing and laughing, and we laugh all the time. And we take it seriously, but we're always laughing. At the retreat we did in Maui, we just laughed because you have to.
You
And
have to. Do you remember the book by, I think it was Norman Cousins, Laughter is the Best Medicine?
Sure. That was 1972.
Yeah, something like it was groundbreaking then. He was a medical doctor, I think. Sure. It was groundbreaking, but it was so accurate.
Very much so. Very much so. So, yeah, I like to create a lovely, happy space for people. And when I do my demonstrations in person and venues, the first thing I do is I run out and start dancing on the stage.
It's true.
Like, what's going on? This guy's crazy.
Who did I come to see?
What is this nut, right? And it makes them, I'm having a good time. And they see that you're having a good time. So it allows them to have a good time.
It takes away the fear.
It takes away the fear. They can just be themselves.
Totally.
Right?
Yeah.
So be yourself. Yeah. It's really important.
I love that.
So you got to clean out what's gunking your space, right? What's gunking your energy centers, the chakras. We talk about there are many, many chakras, but the main ones with Sanskrit, the main ones we talk about a lot. But cleaning out the gunk that we hold on to in those energy centers, it's really important that we clear out that gunkiness, because if you don't, you talk about this all the time, Kellee, you're looking through the lens with a different perspective.
Totally.
So let's say you can't forgive someone in your family or a relationship, whatever it might be, and you're holding on to that. The choices in your life, when you make a choice, you're looking through those lenses of not being able to forgive or whatever you're holding on to.
You're running your life that way. Your consciousness is that.
That's right. That becomes who you are.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of awareness and practice and forgiveness and ability to keep working on the letting go of the gunk. Because that gunk will hold you back.
But it's interesting because the gunk isn't really who you are. You make it who you are. You make it.
It's like stuff around.
Right. And don't make it yours. It's not yours.
Right.
And you don't need it. Like, life is so simple. The humans make it more complicated. It really is. What I think the truth is simplistic, but humans make it more complicated, because it is. Once you get to that space, and I'm learning too, of course, every day. But I've realized when I surrender more and I become realize that, it's other people's energy or it's other people's stuff they throw on you. But also, do you take it on? Are you allowing yourself to take on other people's stuff? You shouldn't do that. So the more you can become more aware of who you are and love yourself for who you are, the good, bad, the ugly, all of that's fun. It is what it is, and that's all it is. Don't make more of it than what it is.
Right. Well, James, if we're talking about the root chakra, if we're talking about chakras and we start going into chakras, we're talking about the root chakra, which is at the base of the spine. If we talk about that, and
I wrote several books about this, so I'll just.
I know. So go ahead. Please, let's talk about the root chakra, because I think this is very important.
You talk about it first, Kellee, because you work a lot with the root chakra.
I do. So the root chakra gives us that real sense of grounding, or that security, or that stability. It's also connected with survival. So it's about feeling safe in the world and feeling supported in the world. And you can always see when somebody has a really grounded, root chakra. You can see it. But if it's blocked or if it's stagnant, it looks like this. It looks like I'm constantly worried. I'm worried about money, or I'm worried about survival or security or any of that. The other thing is, if it's overloaded, as somebody with an overloaded first chakra might feel stubborn, or somebody who's really aggressive, you know what I mean? Or somebody who's so afraid to move forward. It's that kind of a thing with the first chakra.
I'm just going to read my notes from my book.
Yeah, please do.
So it's located at the base of the spine and reveals your sense of grounding, security, stability, money too. So you're feeling secure, stable within yourself. It's that sense of survival. It's fear of flight connection there, connection to the physical world and your ancestral roots, right? So being part of the ground. That was connected with the roots of a tree. I just do, and I use meditations as the roots of a tree, that first root chakra, and feeling safe and supported for sure. And you can tell when people are not grounded, when they're not supported.
Well, James, you usually will say, you're not grounded. You'll go right up to somebody. You have no problem with that.
I have no problem.
Yeah, it's great.
That's true. Yes, and that color, of course, is red. That's very important to know, too.
Yeah, that's a great one. Okay, so it's real important to stay grounded.
What you said, so the worry, home, basic needs, ungrounded, anxious, fearful, restless, disconnected from your body is a really important one.
And you can see when somebody's disconnected from their body. You can see it. They're either way ahead or they're not in their body. You can see it.
Or they're in the pain body, right?
Oh, please.
Or they're in the
And let's
worry
talk
body.
empaths and pain bodies here. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's a major one. Again,
major one.
it goes into what's your energy, what's someone else's energy. What are you
Right.
living? And are you still living with traumas from your childhood?
Right on. Yeah.
Again, who haven't you forgiven? Who are you holding on to? What's supporting you and what's not supporting you?
Right.
Comes on to that.
Right.
So the root, that roots, they will go into the ground, and we got to think about that. So in order to grow, and me with my garden, and we have to have fertilizer, right? And fertilizer and good soil and sunlight exposure and water. So all these things. So you're properly grounded. You got to feed yourself. You got to give yourself proper nutrition, which means having good, positive people in your life, eating well, physically taking care of yourself. I always say life is movement, moving every day. The body needs to move every day. It's very, very important. And a happy muscle is a long muscle. And
Oh,
it's really true. So I do yoga, and my friend Melissa here is a yogi. And I do yoga 2 to 3 times a week. We should do more.
fabulous.
But it's been really great. I love it. And it clears you. It grounds you. And it really is phenomenal. So that's good. An overload, like you talked about, could be an unhealthy attachment to possessions. So it could be people also very materialistic people who are very connected to the things, to attachments. And also I think it could be maybe that, overloaded, or they don't feel enough grounding, that they become possessed with things.
It's a good word for it. Yeah.
I just thought of that. Yeah, that makes sense. I just thought of that. That's right.
Wow.
Yes, that type of possessions, the constant need to control or of your physical environment.
Absolutely true. Wow.
Very true.
Wow. My gosh. Okay. Should we move up to the second chakra?
Yeah,
the sacral chakra, and that's located just below your navel, and that will reveal your connections with your emotions, your creativity, your passion, your pleasure, your sexuality, your relationships. How adaptable are you? But it's really about embracing life's flow.
Yeah.
But if it's blocked or stagnant, James, you might have emotional numbness. That's a big word going around right now.
Love that.
I've heard many people saying they feel numb.
Yeah.
It's a big one in somatic work, in psychology. It's a big one, but feeling numb. But here's the other thing. If you have guilt or shame, that shows up in the second chakra. If there's a fear of intimacy, if there's anything like that, that's a big one. And if it's overloaded, guess what it looks like, folks? You know those people that have excessive emotions, big mood swings? Big mood swings.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Or people that are manipulative in relationships.
Yeah, very much so. It's also the first doorway to the emotional self. So it's like the second, third, and fourth chakras are the doorway to the emotions. So it's the rawest of the emotions, the second chakra. Huh? That's the rawest of the emotion. It's pleasure, sexuality, but that's the rawest. And it's also because it rules the sexual organs. A lot of people that hold into abuse issues. It's right there. And I've worked with a lot of people in workshops, and I do chakra workshops. And I'll tell you, I get to that second chakra and do some clearing, and people are just crying and crying, and because their stuff is still there, and they haven't forgiven, haven't let go of that yet. And that's really interesting. And I once went to the workshop, and the next day, people just spontaneously wore orange. And orange is a color for the second chakra.
Wow.
And each one of them, I asked them separately, individually, each of them had suffered sexual harassment or abuse.
Wow, James, that's incredible. We've never had this conversation. That's incredible.
Or they had addiction. So addiction is also the second chakra. It's addiction.
That's true.
As well. It's that raw emotional self, and addicted to sex as well. Sex, drugs, basic pleasure stuff.
Yeah.
That's the first, and it's the first doorway or channel to, can I say, the trance mediumship. So your physical trance, that's the first place that the spirit people work on the second chakra energy. They open up the door.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. So it's the beginning of trance, the second chakra. I'm going to just continue on with my notes, my books here. Okay. I wrote 14 books. I should be able to get some of this out.
Please do.
Chakras. Make sure I don't miss anything about life, embracing life's experiences, and it's your relationship, sexuality. Like you said, stagnant or blocked, it might ever experience emotional numbness. I love that word, right? That creative blocks, guilt, shame, sexual dysfunction, It's interesting. Also, I got this sense of breaking down, nervous breakdown.
Yeah, that would fit in this category. Yeah.
And too much energy in that space, of course, could be some oversexed, emotional, mood swings, addiction. We talked about that. Codependency.
Codependency really is a big one. So when you see people that are codependent, you would know the second chakra. It's a big one. Yeah.
Unhealthy obsession with sex or external validation. So
Yeah.
really interesting. Now, why do I think of Kim Kardashian? I don't know why. I love Kim Kardashian. I did a reading for her once. And I'm reading this while I was thinking Kim Kardashian, and she sells sex. Her favorite color is orange. That's interesting.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
And I'm not judging him. I love she's
Yeah.
a nice girl. But it's interesting to see that because that's what she's putting out there. The external, she needs external validation. Interesting. Okay, let's go to the third chakra.
Interesting. All right. Okay. The third chakra is the solar plexus, which is above the navel. And that has everything to do with your personal power, your self-esteem, your willpower, your confidence, your courage, and your ability to manifest your desires. So it's a big deal. And when it is blocked, you can see these people. It's a lack of confidence. It's low self-esteem. You always know when I'm going to work with somebody that I could see that I'm trying to power up their third chakra for them. But they're the ones, James, that have difficulty setting boundaries. And when this shows up overloaded, you're going to look at control issues or arrogance, aggression, this kind of things.
Yes, exactly right. So that's the second chakra for physical mediumship. So the emotion is getting even more refined right there, right? And so you're right. And that's her power. That's her solar plexus.
Power.
Kick power right there. Your intuition. You want to keep that energy moving, right? So, and there are people that just get stuck with the energy up to that solar plexus, and they become arrogant. They become egotistical. They become presidents of the United States. And that's exactly what's going on there with that, because I've seen that energy. And a lot of politicians, a lot of head CEOs, a lot of people that positions of power, let's say, who can't move that energy anywhere else, get stuck in that solar plexus.
And some of it can come out explosive. That's where you have people that have explosive anger.
And they can have problems, appendix, stomach. They can have all issues.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It'll manifest in some way. That does happen. Yeah. So it's really it's a powerful space. It's a powerful space. So be careful. So here's when it's blocked, like you said, lack of confidence, low self-esteem, powerlessness, indecision, victim mentality.
Victim mentality. Yeah.
Victim mentality.
Yeah. Wow.
Difficulty setting boundaries, fear of judgment, or chronic indecision would be common. And then if it's overloaded, too much energy in that one space, it's often will show up as control issues, such as arrogance, aggression, ego, need control, those sorts of things, and perfectionism, and also explosive behavior, anger.
Yeah. So you can tell when people are having trouble with that third chakra.
Yeah, we can all feel it, right?
You can feel it.
When you meet people, you'll feel their energy right away.
Right.
Be able to put into words. But you can certainly feel. I mean, we feel everything. We walk into a restaurant or a room, we feel. We all do. And sometimes, my dog is just jumping out of my chair. Sometimes we feel too much as empaths and intuitives. Sometimes we've got to turn down the light. We got to turn down, the control. It's like a dimmer switch, right? And each chakra, I think, has a little dimmer switch. And sometimes we got to turn that down, your solar plexus, when you're very intuitive. That's your psychic center. So you can pick things up a little bit. So turn that dimmer switch down a little bit. Especially when you go into
That's a good one.
People place. I do that before I go to Target or
right? Yeah.
I have to. And then also, when I used to work at the studios, I used to turn almost all the way down because I don't want to pick up other people's negative energy in the studio.
A lot of third chakra situations.
So good. Yeah, it's a lot with that.
Oh my gosh.
Then we come to my favorite chakra. Go right ahead, Kellee.
The heart chakra, which is located in the center of the chest. This is our capacity for love and compassion and empathy and forgiveness and healing. It's the best. And when it's blocked, you might feel isolated or lonely or, I don't know, a lot of grief with this one. And when it's overloaded,
receiving love.
Yeah. Yes.
And when love.
Absolutely. And this one also can lead to codependency as well.
Yeah. I don't know why I get a hit on this, but I also feel like when there's an emotional stability, instability there or a breakdown, I think many times people don't have that self-love. And I feel like they just want to end their lives. Not weird.
Oh,
I think a lot of completions of suicide happens when I'm just making a statement that there might be that blockage, that nonsense of,
that really makes sense.
does that make sense?
Yeah.
The heart, in the heart, they say that the seed of the soul is rooted in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
The deepest part. And I wrote about that, like zygote, something in the second book, Reaching to Heaven, about the seed of the soul is tucked within the heart space, that soul space.
Yes.
And there's a name for that seed. And it's really interesting when you can open your heart up. This makes sense. When you're able to open up your heart, you begin to see your true self because the seed of your soul is lying within the heart. So you open up that seed and it starts growing, the more you can love yourself. I like that.
I love that.
What? I just heard illuminosity. So the light you're giving. So it's a healing place. It's also the third center for trance mediumship. So that's the final center. So second, third, fourth is all about trance mediumship. So trance mediumship is when you put yourself in an altered state of consciousness and you go down in the vibration, go down in the frequency, slow yourself down to a certain place where you're so full. You've seen me do it.
You're extraordinary.
Here on our podcast, and really spirit will come through and start using you in that respect. We can use it that way. For mental mediumship, which is what I do, and Kellee does a lot of, it's much faster vibration. It's quicker in mental faculties. So
interesting.
Yeah, interesting. And heart also, which talk about, it's a really great one. Reveals your capacity to love, compassion, empathy, forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Yeah. So if you can't forgive someone, what within yourself can't you forgive? If you can't forgive outside yourself, what is it within yourself you need to still forgive? Because everybody's a mirror to yourself.
And whenever we've had challenging situations that are really emotional, you can actually feel the heart either start to move. You can feel it starting to not explode in a bad way, but I just mean opening up. You can feel it.
It's true. Or when you're in love, you feel yourself opening up. Or when someone passes, there's heartache, heartbreak.
Heartbreak. That's a real situation. Yeah.
That's a real. Listen. I've known people who they were married 50 years, 55, and one of them dies. Like in my case, my friend's father passed away at 90 on a Sunday. His wife died the next day, Monday, and she was 90 also. Couldn't
heartbreak. Yeah.
Heartbreak. Yeah. So that the heart chakra, my favorite, is the seat of healing, of course, connection to others and universal love. Right? That energy of love. It's the bridge between your lower and upper chakras. So that's the middle point, the midpoint between the upper part and the lower part. Blocks the stagnant. You can feel isolated, lonely, unable to give or receive love. May carry deep grief and bitterness or resentment, fear of intimacy, jealousy, or tendency to utilize would be indicators. Interesting about this also. I remember I worked with Mavis Patilla.
Oh, yes.
Our friend Mavis, a British medium. And we're working in a workshop back in New York. And she was looking at this person in the audience and she was assessing them energetically. And she said, oh, your heart, what was the word she used? It was really, really good. Blockage there, she said. She said you have a stain in your heart.
That's right.
Your heart has a stain.
Yeah.
And it was hard because they had a relationship that either didn't work out of the person.
That's right.
And that was still there, that memory. So she said, your heart is stained. I kind of like that. That's really
that was a good one.
Right. That's what it feels like. Yeah. When you use that heart energy, boy, I don't know. It's just, I love it.
It's very powerful.
Very powerful. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Well, the throat chakra, where is that located? On your throat.
Yeah.
And what it's about is the ability to communicate, to express your truth, to be able to listen, to live authentically. And it's really about speaking your soul's wisdom. And when it's blocked, you might be shy. You may have difficulties speaking up. You might have a fear of judgment. You could actually be dishonest to yourself even. So it's a big one. And when it's overloaded, and I have known many people like this, James, where they just excessive talking. They just keep going. They don't listen to a thing and they just keep talking. like, whoa, I had somebody in my family like that. And I was like, whoa.
I'll be with someone like that this week, actually. Several
You're a
people.
saint.
I'm a saint. It is really that sense of self-expression. And I've had many people in workshops, and I'd say, well, your throat is blocked. If we do the scan and the
Yeah.
throat seems to be blocked, it's like, well, you never were allowed to speak your truth. And that person would say, yes, when I was a little girl, little boy, whatever it was, and I spoke, my parents said, don't speak. You're not supposed to speak. Kids don't speak. And be quiet. Be quiet. Stop that. And children do that. They'll shut down and they begin to live that way because they want to please the adult. Think, okay, so I shouldn't speak as they grow older.
No, my dad used to say children should be seen and not heard. And then he would say they shouldn't be seen. It was like, oh, I'm coming or going.
Yeah. It's finding that little voice within. It's finding your voice. And I think singing is a great way to express yourself.
Excellent.
Excellent. Yeah. Voice is really, really important. Speaking your truth. Speak your truth. Really, really important. And if you have trouble with any of these, you find in your energy centers, the chakras, then you can really, like, for instance, let's say you have trouble with security. The first chakra may be blocked, or you find, or a sense of who you are. Put some red up around your room. I see
great
red,
idea.
or maybe the second chakra, orange is the color. Put orange around you. Same with the heart. If you have trouble with finding love in your life, put green. Wear green. Put green around you.
Or, green crystals, even. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You bought me some lovely crystals.
Yeah.
Green. You have
great.
a green one you sent me, Kelly. What was the name?
That was for healing. That was for healing. It was a green calcite, but that was for healing.
Calcite, which I have
wonderful for that.
Yeah. And so that's important to realize. Okay, then we come to
the sixth chakra, the third eye chakra, which is between the eyebrows, and this is all about intuition and wisdom and imagination, psychic abilities. And when it's blocked, you might think I have no intuition, or you might be confused, or you may fear truth, or you may live in denial. But when it's overloaded, James, this is where people have hallucinations and vivid nightmares. They might have headaches. So let's talk about the third eye chakra, because it's a big one.
Yeah, and I have a question for you. Schizophrenia, could that be part of this being overloaded?
Yeah, absolutely. That and the crown chakra, James, the 6th and 7th with schizophrenia.
Yeah. So the third eye is really what when we're little kids, and sometimes we see things, imagination, and as kids always see the spirit world growing up, that they do. And I say, oh, I see this one, or no, you don't. It shuts it down.
Right.
I really have a hard time with horror movies for kids and negative programming for kids, because they feed on that stuff, and it might scare them and fear them. They close their imaginations down. They become scary, dreams and all that sort of thing, and nightmares, and they have nightmares at night. I just like the opposite, and empower them with, what do you see with imagination? What do you create with your imagination?
Your mother really empowered you.
She did.
With that. You were lucky with that.
She did. She did. I used to have visions a lot. And she'd say, oh, I had a vision when I was a little girl too. And I saw things. And it's giving kids that right. I was watching this for the third time the other night, the Mr. Rogers documentary, which Fred Rogers. Yeah. Double Pisces, by the way.
So sweet. Such a sweet guy.
Taurus rising and double Pisces, sun Pisces in Western. And he was all about the imagination, children's imagination. And he was a big child. And I think that's something you never let go of, the imagination. Creating something. Visualization is all about that. The third eye is visualizing something. Okay, vision boards and visualizing what we want in the future.
Right.
And when I do my gardens at my house, I used to visualize what I would like, and I'd work with nature and just visualize the beauty, the colors I would like, how the pathways would go, and everything. You could put that out to the universe, and it'll come to maybe not the way you think it's going to come to. It'll be a very indirect, roundabout way, but it's there. Where I'm sitting right now, I visualize, it's very, very fun. 1982, I drove down to San Diego from LA, and I'd never been to San Diego, and I was driving down, and it was beautiful green mountains and hillsides and the ocean. And I said, I want to live here one day. And I just put that out there, just saying it without knowing anything and not even doing this work yet. When I look out my office window here, I see the exact spot I said that.
Wow.
In 1982. Exactly.
Wow.
How is that?
Amazing. That's amazing.
Ordering. Yeah, but you got to visualize these things. And you also got to back it up with self-worth. I'm worthy to receive. I am worthy to receive because it's rightfully yours. The universe really comes together and for your highest good. And we always got to remember that. They're always for our highest good. We never do it alone. We always have. I was walking Pearl today, and I thought just came to my head. There are teams there whose job it is to help us in this lifetime. Just us, that they're assigned to us to go through this life. And there are guides that we have through our whole lifetime who's assigned just to help us to be the best we can do, to fulfill our destiny points, ourselves, learning a lesson.
So funny that you're saying that, because I do a lot of readings, and often when I do a spirit guide reading, I'll have a team around them, James.
Yes.
A team. It's not just the one guide, two guides. It's often a team now.
So this is very interesting, Kellee. You probably have this as well in your sittings that you do with Power of 10. I do with my power when I'm doing sitting with a demonstration, and it's happened a lot in the past year, I'd say. I'm aware of a group of beings that are around the person I'm doing the reading for. But then there are other rings of beings who are here for the help of the experience, the help of the experiment.
I think we're feeling that more now and seeing it more now than ever.
Definitely. Oh, definitely. I think maybe because I've been doing this so long, but I think that veil is so thin right now. And I do think
we all need help now, more than I think
our light is coming into the planet at this moment. And I think those who are attuned to the light, be aware of it more. Yeah, I think that's part of that.
So true.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. That's
all right.
And
the crown chakra.
Clairvoyance also, by the way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The throat chakra is clairaudience. So hearing is really amplifying your throat chakra, which is interesting because you think it's speaking, but it really is what is part of the trance well, speaking it, but it's also rules the clairaudience, hearing spirit, hearing at the higher frequency.
Which is my favorite. The crown chakra, the top of the head.
That's your chakra, by the way, the crown.
I love it. It's the best. It's the best. It's connection to the divine and the cosmic consciousness and spiritual enlightenment. I love it. It's purpose. It's universal wisdom. It's the gateway to unity and transcendence, which is amazing. When it's blocked, you may feel, and how many times have we heard this, James? I don't feel connected to spirit. I lack purpose. I've heard that with people that are cynical, okay? People that have apathy to the spiritual path, which is kind of fascinating to me. But also, if it's overloaded, you might feel disconnected from reality. So, James, that could be where we talk about schizophrenia. That too. It's the 6th and 7th chakra with that one. But it could be mental fog. It has a lot of things here.
Yeah, I work a lot with students in mediumship in my school. And a lot of them will say, I can't get someone. I can't get someone. That's because you're blocking off. You're overthinking. So when you overthink, it blocks the mind space, which is all over here. And that crown chakra, you're blocking that energy because you so want to control it that you're not leaving room for spirit to come in and impress you. You have to learn to surrender and open up that space. And it's quite the opposite of what mediumship students think. I got to get that. No, it's nothing to do with you thinking. If you're thinking, then you're not doing it. Because you're being human. You're thinking, and really, mediumship is allowing. It's surrender.
It's
allowing that chakra to open up and to receive. So it's just the opposite. And if people are, let's say, and this is interesting, I've seen it happen. You've seen it happen with people who are in cults, right?
Oh, please.
In religious cults, because they're mind control. We've heard of mind control. And that is also when it's blocked, when it's been manipulated. I had a good friend who became she was very spiritual, then she became very much a Christian, right? And that was the end of that. I mean, it was like, wow, became spoiled or became manipulated in such a way because that person was a very controlling person and didn't have control at one point. So what do? They blocked up that crown chakra to bring in that awareness of a religion, if you will, in this case. And it was control. That way they can control everything by the Bible. The book. Those are the rules. I can follow the rules. That's control. So I'm not allowing myself not to be in control and see what happens. No. But we all have no control. The only thing we control is how we respond to things, not how other people behave or we control others. We can only control our response.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm saying. So energetic, like I talk about this all the time, an energetic shower in the morning.
Okay.
I do it every morning when I'm taking a shower. I cleanse the physical body, then I cleanse my energetic body by using my imagination and connecting with the divine light or however you want to connect with that universal truth, that energy. And I see it as beautiful golden waterfall coming down out of my shower, and I'm stepping into it. And I've set up the intention and program that water that comes into the body, touches the body, and goes within, and all the folds of layers around me. It bleeds into that, and it cleanses all those things in there that are of a higher, that are a denser vibration, fear, limited consciousness. Something's blocking, and I imagine that yellow divine light, that spark, the energetic water comes in, cleanses those spaces, and any cell that's blocked, like any energy around any cell, muscle, organ, it'd be cleared up and goes out of my fingertips and out of my feet. I see like Hershey's syrup, like gunky energy going back to Mother Earth to recycle to love, because she needs our crap.
Gunky energy.
Gunky energy, fertilizer.
Cleansing the gunky energy out.
Bring yourself to a lovely space of balance, and you'll feel it. The more you do it, within 5 minutes, like, oh, I feel so cleansed from the inside out. And then what I do is I program my day with my thoughts, and I will make up a prayer every morning. Sometimes I'll say, may God go before me and show me the way. Or may I be a divine light for someone's life today. Or how can I be used? Use me as you will, for the highest good of others. So I program my day. And that's what I do every day. And then, of course, well, I work with Pearl, my doggie. So unconditional love.
But all of that is something that you're very conscious about, James, and you do it. You practice it.
It took a while.
And you do it.
It took years.
Right. It's a muscle, but you've got to start doing this.
It's part of the
really important.
responsibility of being spiritual beings, having
Right. If you want to make change, this is what you do.
It's true. It's very, very true.
Yeah. I think that's great.
We have a lot of comments here. I can't read them, Kellee, because of my contact.
Well, Julie Musterman says, is the pineal gland part of the third eye? Yes. And toxins can cloud it, Julie. And so what's important about that is you want to take as many toxins out of your life as possible.
And toxic people.
And toxic people. Well, absolutely, James. Toxic people, toxic food, anything toxic. Yeah.
It's very, very true. So what makes you feel good, what makes you feel bad.
Right.
Whether people, it's food, it's your environment. What lifts up your soul and supports you, and what doesn't, what squashes your soul. Right. There it is.
Right.
It's love or fear.
Love or fear. Is that the truth? Renee Rossiter says, hey, Renee, she says the star chakra is at Metatron's chakra. He works with us. Yes, Renee. And that's what I'm going to be working with for the angel class that we're doing, which I'm so excited about, because I love working at Metatron's energy. And that star chakra, the soul chakra, is pretty extraordinary.
Kellee, Janelle, I told you the other day about this, and Janelle, for everybody, Janelle Campbell, she does the soul key readings.
Oh, they're fabulous. I've got to send mine to you. Yeah, I want you to read it. Yeah, it's amazing.
That's amazing. I have to show you that. You'll freak out.
Yeah.
My friend Melissa will just love that.
She would love
that.
Starseed.
It's all starseeds.
It's all starseed, and it's fabulous stuff. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I don't know if she's doing it yet. You might want to check her website. She may be starting to do it. She was going to start.
I think she's still researching.
She's still researching it. Boy, is it amazing!
She did mine and was like, "Wow!"
Right, mine too.
Yeah, based upon your time you're born, where you were born.
Right. Oh my gosh! Wow, we've got a lot of people from Australia. Yay! And
Yay!
if you're taking
the
angel class, take it on Saturday. It's in Australia. And you're going to be there next year.
Next September. Yeah. Janelle and I are setting the dates right now.
And then Fiji, good.
Fiji with Sue.
So Deborah says, can meditation help to connect us to the spiritual realm, James?
Yeah, of course it can.
Of course.
Quiet your mind. Open yourself up to your higher self, if you will. Whatever we want to call those levels. Yeah. We humans are so limited in our expression here. And then you get stuff in the spiritual dimensions and you can't even express it because we don't have words. We don't have ways. So I think dance, sound, movement, I think that's kind of a way.
Movement, yoga, tai chi, anything we can.
Yeah,
walking.
Movement is life. Yeah.
And this is going to be, in fact, James, you and I are doing, I'm really excited about this. On the 16th, I think it is. Let me just check, because people were asking. On the 16th, we're doing our predictions.
Oh, is it? When are we doing the other one? The human.
We're doing the human. Okay, so next week I wrote it down. Actually, we're doing. I'll tell you, it's being human. Next week we're going to talk about being human.
That's good. Being human.
What's this school all about?
Oh, it's going to be really good.
It's going to be very good. We have a list. We got some good ones.
Thanks, Kelly. And
Well,
thank everybody.
thank you, James, and thanks everybody for watching. And look forward to seeing you either a Saturday with me or my angel class or my Thursday show. And James, you're doing every day of kindness or what? Every day of
7 days of gratitude.
gratitude.
So yes, I just finished day 5. I have 2 more to do.
Wow.
So, and my friend Melissa's with me on
Yay!
did it before we did this. So
Oh, how fun!
go check it out. Check out Melissa.
Check that out.
Right.
All right, everybody. Well, I'll see you guys next week.
Thanks,
I'll see you
everybody.
Thursday. Bye, James.